Okay, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever we are, is part of Asia, in the Middle East. Would like to take this opportunity to thank you for giving your time just to listen for the presentation on the special hazard suppression system in the partnership of Stelsen and Firetech in the Philippines. So this is our Facebook page of Partech Asia in the ASEAN region that is composed of um, Singapore, Malaysia, Vietnam, Indonesia, Cambodia, and of course Philippines. And you can visit also our LinkedIn page, the same account name, Partech Asia, and um, you can see a lot of updates and information about the products, technologies, and technical principles of a special alert system. I would like to introduce myself first. I'm Engineer James De Abarca. I'm a mechanical engineer and I'm a member of the Institute of Fire Engineers in Singapore. Okay, and I am an NFPA member, individual, and currently I'm having my certified fire safety practitioner review for the exam this year. Okay, I was in PSME Singapore chapter, Philippine Society of Mechanical Engineers, currently a member of here in APRA. I'm the immediate past chairman for an Fire Protection Technical Division of Philippine Society of Mechanical Engineers in Manila, and I am currently the vice president for PSME in the whole Luzon region. That's all the way from Batanes to the Mimaropa region. I'm the former ALMA chairman, the Advanced Leadership and Management Academy chairman for PSME Training Center. I was involved into 20 years of experience in mechanical engineering field, particularly overseas in Dubai, Qatar, Indonesia, Vietnam, Singapore, and the Philippines. And of course, my projects were energy plant, power plants, chemical plants, paint factories, hospitals, airport, and commercial buildings. Previously, I was a client representative as a mechanical engineer for a group of developers in Dubai. I was a technical manager for a air conditioning company, design and construction in Darwish in Qatar. I was a project manager for fire protection company in Singapore. Okay, and currently I'm now the business development manager for Firetech Asia in ASEAN countries. Okay, so that's who I am. Now, I would like to start, presenting on special hazards by sharing the vision that we have here in Firetech. Our vision is to be the preferred leading brand for special hazard suppression, such as foam suppression, dry chemical systems, clean gas suppression, and water mist system in the Philippines and ASEAN region. Our mission is to search and serve all clients who need support in the design, supply, and installation of special hazard suppression, such as foam suppression systems, dry chemical systems, clean gas suppression, and water mist in the Philippines in the ASEAN region with the most competitive price. So this is our mission. Recently, I did a product launching at the Mall of Asia, where our team is to provide solutions on the challenges encountered in special hazards fire suppression system for aviation, power and energy, and all industries. And we are willing to be part of this solution. So this is our flyers that time, and we're so much fortunate that our key technical speaker is Engineer Evangelista, okay, who is the current trainer for the aviation. in the CAAP Civil Aviation of the Philippines. It was a great discussion, presentation, and every one of us learn in the mechanical and fire protection consultancy profession. Okay. Now, for 2024, let me share to you that Firetechs have a lot of you know new products that I believe there are few players or suppliers, vendors here in the Philippines and ASEAN region. And one of which is the water mist system. Okay, this water mist system is a German technology that Fartech has partnered with. Water mist in the science of fire, okay, or in the tetrahedron of fire. This system removes heat in a fire and oxygen. So as we all know, in tetrahedron of fire, if you take any of um, the elements of this tetrahedron, then there will be no fire. For the case of water mist, you're going to eliminate or remove the heat and oxygen. Now, how does a water mist system works? Okay, so from this image, you can see that for a fire, it has energy, oxygen, and material. Okay, so the water mist system suppresses fire by having a cooling by heat absorption via large surface and also inerting local by local oxygen displacement. Okay, so if you are going to look at this figure, uh, once okay, the mist, the spray of mist of water is being discharged to the fire. Okay, first the mist cools the flame and the gases in the environment through evaporation. Similarly, through evaporation, the mist can displace oxygen. As a result, combustion stops. So the small droplets of water also reduce the effects of the ambient air. Okay, so the small drop size creates a greater surface area to absorb the heat of the fire. The mist blocks radiant heat transfers to unburned fuel and it causes local inerting and while using the 50 to 90% less water than sprinkler system. So to elaborate further, in the analysis of a 1 liter of fire, okay, 1 liter of water, um, to explain the meaning of small droplets that has a big effect on suppression of fire, okay, imagine for a conventional sprinkler or deluge system, there is an actual diameter of the droplet that is 1 mm, okay, 1 millimeter. Now, furthermore, if you are going to lessen the diameter of the droplet into a zero point 0.1 mm, thereby pushing more pressure, and there will be a wider range of area of protection, okay, or heat absorption, or locally oxygen inerting of 20 square meter. Now, that zero point 0.1 diameter of small droplet will be even lessened further into zero point 0.01. And that means you are introducing a higher pressure. There will be a 200 square meter, okay, of high pressure water mist coverage. So if you see from the figure itself, that's literally how it was being explained. So the lesser the diameters of droplet and the higher is the pressure that you're going to apply that, there will be a bigger surface area being protected, bigger surface area of heat absorption, and bigger surface area of inerting the local oxygen displacement. Now, based on this graph, it is based on actual tests. If you notice, on this chart on your left is the temperature, the vertical numbers. On the bottom are the time, okay? uh, information. Okay, so there was a scale, there was a graph that when there is a fire, you notice the temperature of the fire as it goes further, it goes higher and higher and higher. However, when water mists, okay, after this red boundary, when water mist is being introduced, there is a significant drop of temperature. And furthermore, while water mist is being applied, that temperature gets lower and lower until it was gone. When they measured how much energy is being absorbed, okay, there is a 335 kilojoule heating from 20 degrees to 100 degrees, or 2000 to 257 kilojoule by transition from liquid to gas. Okay, this is the energy binding potential of a 1 liter of water, and that's what water mist can do. Okay, now in terms of explaining the displacement of oxygen by inerting, that is getting the idea of suffocation of the fire by displacement of oxygen at the fire source. For a 1 liter liquid, again, our analysis is on a 1 liter liquid. Okay, there is a 1,600 liter of gaseous, okay, being emulated. If you're going to look at the figure on your left, you can see that the percent volume of water that is being enlarged in terms of being absorbed, into its that suffocated the gaseous state, right? It's getting higher and higher. On the graph on the right corner of your screen, okay, you can notice the significant reduction of oxygen when water mist is being activated. Okay, on your graph, on the figures on the left are the percentage of oxygen. Okay, and on the bottom is the time, again, time where fire is being activated. Now, the fire started at 21, oxygen present in that fire. But when this water mist is being introduced in certain 300, or almost 360 seconds, okay, and there's already a significant drop of temperature until water mist is being applied. So the temperature a little bit higher, but later on it goes lower further. So okay, that's how oxygen has been um, reduced when water mist system is applied. Okay, so if you notice, as we come back to our tetrahedron of fire, you remove the oxygen, you remove that heat, then you are extinguishing the fire. Another one that is something good for a water mist system, there is an absorption of smoke. As we all know, when there is a fire, smoke always goes up. And smoke is one of the dangerous um, element of fire, or byproducts of fire, that a person must not be exposed into. Otherwise, he will be suffocated. And when he's suffocated, tendency is to die. Okay? So, but for water mist system, there is a binding of smoke particles by smoke droplets, if you can see on from the figure itself, and the partial washing of gases as well. Okay, via huge reaction surface, and there will be a less contamination by smoke when water mist is being applied, because your mist, you discharge your mist on the nozzles on top, and your fire, the smoke is always going up from there. That mist of fire there will be an absorption effect on the smoke. Okay, so that's also one of the advantage. Now, if you're going to look at this chart, I mean, sorry, this figure, water mist can be applied into different types of systems. It can also be a wet system like the sprinkler system. There is a pump, there's a piping, there's a discharge device, okay, and there is a head that has to be broken by a temperature where it is being broken by a temperature. That glass valve, will be open and the mist will go out. So wet system. Another type is also a pre-action system. System is also be applied as a pre-action system. As you all know, pre-action system is a combination of dry and wet. On the upstream of your pump is a wet and the downstream is a dry because it's a nozzle. And once the detection activated that there is fire, it will open the solenoid valve, thereby your water mist valve pump. Okay, and water mist section valve will open and it will discharge the mist of water. There is also a hydrant system wherein instead of using a hose rack, class 1, class 2, class 3 of fire hose and a cabinet, you know, uh, in a water mist system, there is what we call the fog gun. It's a gun wherein mist of water will also come out. Now, what's the difference? The very big difference from conventional deluge and wet and hydrant. In conventional deluge and wet and hydrant, because the system is running on the lower pressure, that is 120 to 150 psi operating pressure, tendency is they're going to have a bigger diameter of pipe. Now, on water mist system, the biggest pipe diameter is just 2 inches. You heard it right. It's just 2 inches stainless steel. Since it's the stainless steel, the good thing is it is a solution against corrosion. Like your conventional wet system, pre-action, and hydrant, corrosion is one of the big problems that's being encountered, especially when that system has been there for quite a long while. Okay? Now, you can see that in this image, let's say for an ordinary hazards application such as hospital, hotel, public spaces, library, maybe you have an IT room, an office, or switchgear room, museum. Basically, if this is a big building that has a different um, hazards, different applications, or different occupants, tendencies you're going to have different systems as well. For IT, maybe you put a clean gas suppression system. For a museum, you can put a clean gas suppression system. For the common area of the parking, you're going to put a sprinkler system. However, if you use water mist system, everything is just be protected by a water mist system. Thereby, you will not have a multi number or variety of systems, but only a one water mist system with a one centralized pump. And that's it. You know, you're not dealing with gases, but you're dealing with water, with high pressure water. Imagine the OPEX, the operational expenditure. I believe it has a lot of savings in it, as you have the system in quite a while. Now, for industrial risk application, it's the same thing for a certain power plant. You have your control room, you have your switchgear room, you have your transformer, okay, you have your maybe your cable tunnel. Instead of having those multiple system for transformer, maybe use um, uh, home system or you use a deluge system. In your genset room, you're going to use a CO2 system or yeah, that's a gas system, or your office, you're going to have a sprinkler system. But for water mist, everything will just be a water mist system with a centralized pump. If you have a project application wherein you don't need a centralized high pressure pump, there is also a cylinders type of water mist wherein it is a combination of water and a nitrogen. Okay, as you can see on the bottom corner, the blue and the white. This can be applicable to replace FM200, Novec 1230, or CO2, or any clean gas suppression system. You know, water mist is one of the best option. So these are the components of the water mist. You have your nozzles, you have your section valves. Section valves can act like your deluge valve or sprinkler alarm valve. Okay, by principle, and you have your wall hydrants, you have your pipe work. As I mentioned a while ago, you will have only 2 inch and 10 mm as the smallest one. So imagine that's the only diameter of the pipe running in your whole building, in your power plant. And I believe that's a big space savings on the part of the owner or the occupants. Okay, so you have pump units and you have, as I mentioned, you have a cylinder units to replace those gas suppression system. Now, for the benefit of fog tech system, you have environmental friendly, you have safe for people, high cooling effect, reduction of radiated heat, okay, and uh, low water consumption. You know, you have your uh, alternative to gas extinguishing and sprinkler system. One of the key benefit, you will have your pipe, okay, at minimizes consequential damages. It reduces waste water volume, you know, on this system, and you will have a small bore of stainless steel, lightweight, and uh, of course, it's a high radiant heat attenuation. Benefits, some more benefit. Okay, it has safe or no pre-warning time required, high cooling effect, negligible effect on electric components, as I mentioned, minimal water consumption. That's very huge difference and advantage. Minimal operation interruption, space saving installation. Again, that's a very huge difference. And a small pump rooms. One of the big problem in the fire protection system is when they require a very big pump and a very big pump room and a very big water tank. But for water mist, you will have just less requirement. We are FM approved, okay, system. Some more of the applications in the form of catalog. That's why water mist cannot be applicable in archives, libraries, and museums. Okay, and water mist also can be applicable for automotive applications, such as they can use for engines, facilities like engine test stands for cars, or engine test stands for heavy engines, for climate test stands, components test stands, roller test stands, exhaust gas system, wind tunnels, and tank stores. It's also an ideal system that can be used for laboratories and a good alternative for the suppression of data centers and batteries. As we all know now, we have a lot of solar powered power plant. Okay, one of the hazard is your battery area. Battery is a lithium ion fire. Okay, and once it explodes, you cannot stop it unless there is a very effective suppression system that would suppress that fire, and water mist is one of them. Okay, you can use in your ESS, energy storage systems, as I mentioned, and some industrial applications such as gas turbines, generators, CNC machines, hydraulic cellars, cable cellars, and transformer. So this is where you can use as well this water mist system. Okay, so watch a video. This video uh, shows and represents the one I just discussed. Okay, so you can notice these OH applications. You have your office and IT, your hospital, hotel, library, your car park, and area. So once this water mist is being applied, so you have your wet type and you have your dry or deluge type. can be activated manually also on your hydrant, and automatic activation, okay, through utilizing your section or zone valve. And these are your pumps. It requires a very less space. It's a compact unit and a minimal water requirement. And applications you can use on museums, hotels, hospitals, offices, apartments, IT areas, car parks, and etc. Okay, so that's for the OH application. Now, how about for industrial application? Oh, sorry. We have here some of the tests first that's being conducted for a fixed rack and rack storage system. Notice how effective this system is, and notice this boxes also later on when fire test is being completed. Seems like the boxes are still intact, unlike if you're going to use a conventional sprinkler system. This everything is already lost, and damaged. Okay, so watch. See the mist. You almost cannot have an image of those protected area. It's like going to Baguio City and you're driving on Marcos Highway. You cannot see somebody's in front of you. That is also a fire test on. While it's a racking storage now, it's a vertical direct storage of goods or items. So notice again how quick is the response of the water mist system and how effective it will suppress. See that? That some parts of the burned uh, items is being blown by this high pressure water that's being applied. Then of course, as we have mentioned, it will envelop the fire. It will inert oxygen. It will cool. It will absorb the smoke. Then there you go. You have the uh, suppression. Okay. Now, here's also another example for data center. So this is a actual fire test that made for a data center because we are trying to prove that water mist is also applicable for data centers and for fires on that involves electrical, okay, applications. So there you go. You're going to simulate the fire, and later on you're going to notice how those spray is being introduced of mist, and it will fog envelope the whole area with the mist, thereby again it will have its heat absorption effect, the inerting of oxygen, and the absorption of smoke. So we simulated the data center for this application. It's getting blurry. It's like the mist has been trying to envelop this fire. Okay, there. Slowly it's being extinguished. Now, next application also. Okay, to show you another video. This is for the suppression of a machine. machine spaces there. They're going to make a simulation where a machine is being burned, equipment is being burned, and water mist is being introduced. Yeah, that's the mist itself that will envelop the fire. It will absorb that heat, will absorb that smoke. It will envelop and it will inert the oxygen. See that? Okay. So, yeah, applications. Okay. Almost. Okay. Next, we try to simulate on some fuel hazard as well. Okay. These are class B fire. So there you go. Mist will be introduced once again. See that? Always it goes with a high pressure and try to envelop the fire. That's how the application is for a water mist system. So before that mist even will reach below or protected area, it already evaporated because of the tiny particle, and it will cool the environment. There, almost. Okay, there. Okay. So we are BDS and FM approved system. Now, well, aside from water mist in Partech, we also have this another system that suppresses flammable fuel or the class B fire. Okay, and it removes heat and oxygen as well. So that's we have the um, foam suppression. Foam suppression, we started in 1994. Until now, we are 20 years in the business, and we are one of the pioneer in the manufacturing design of foam suppression system. And these are the numbers of equipment that we have from A to Z. A to Z, we have all what you need, and we can even design and customize based on the requirement of the client. Okay, so we have customized engineering system solutions. For foam suppression, here's a video that would give us an idea, okay, how this system is being applied, where it is being applied from this test of fire that they have. So imagine this is a very huge container of flammable liquid is in a petrochemical or in a chemical industry, and this is an actual fire. Okay, so when foam is being introduced, because fire is always on the surface of the fuel, because when foam is being introduced, it will blanket off. It will blanket off the fire, thereby separating it from air, no more oxygen. Okay, that's how foam suppression works. So it is applicable on oil and gas, chemical plants, fertilizers, power plants, marine defense, aviation, and warehouses. Last system that we have that we do also manufacture is what is we call it the large dry chemical system. It is a fast knockdown system. If you're dealing with water mist of few, matter of minutes that will suppress fire. So that's why when we do design, we always consider minutes. In a foam suppression, it's the same matter of minutes as well. But in a in a dry chemical system, it's a matter of seconds, 3 to 5 seconds. So we are removing the oxygen And this is the equipment and component that the dry chemical system have. It has tanks, it has nitrogen, it has piping. And these are applicable in, hazardous areas such as platform, loading racks, petrochemical facilities, marine applications, fuel storage areas, and heavy manufacturing operations. I installed one of these when I was in Singapore on an LNG tank, the top of LNG tank, and it was very effective. Okay, so we can also produce a tank that it has a ASME use tank or CE marking, you know, and a discharge device for dry chemical. You have your hose reel, you have your monitors as well or turrets, okay, as a discharge device for this. Now here's one of the video of an actual test for a dry chemical system. Try to notice how fast and quick it suppresses fire. Okay, all this we're doing it, we're manufacturing it, we design for you, and we can deliver it at your doorstep in any project that you have in the Philippines, and just collaborate, coordinate with our partner, Stelsen Integrated System. Okay, they're one of our partners here in the Philippines. See how fast? It's a matter of just seconds. Okay, so yep, I think that's all for me. That's all for my presentation. You have just um, learn about water mist system. That water mist system is a water-based high-pressure system. That's a good alternative for clean gas suppression, sprinkler, or dilute, conventional dilute system. And it's a very, very effective and economical because you're dealing with smaller diameter of pipes, smaller pump room, smaller water tanks. Okay, and you are, since you're using stainless steel, so there's no problem in corrosion.